Hello, this is January 11th, and this is the Bethlehem Buzz. It's Tuesday. An update. The celebration of life for Frank Kidd that was scheduled for this past Saturday has been rescheduled for the 29th of January. It's a Saturday at 2 p.m., and I hope you'll put that on your calendar. Also, I'll see some of you tomorrow night at Wonderful Wednesday. As you know, the meals have been postponed for a few weeks. But we are having classes. I'll be leading the Alpha course. It is likely not too late to join any of the classes, so we'd love to have you be with us tomorrow for Wonderful Wednesday. We've got some good offerings there for you to grow in your faith. I want to talk about this coming Sunday. This is the Sundays after the Epiphany, and the scripture describes some of the first things that Jesus did after his baptism. And the first miracle that Jesus performed was turning water into wine at a wedding at Cana. And I don't know about you, but I think it's interesting that the gospel writer, the Gospel of John, states that this is the first miracle. I mean, I'm thinking he could have picked something else, something less mundane, perhaps, something like Jesus healing a blind man, giving him sight, or the lame to walk, or feeding the multitudes, calming a storm, raising Lazarus from the dead. But turning water into wine, it's kind of become a joke. I received a birthday card this past year, and on the cover was a priest who had been pulled over by a cop, presumably because of erratic driving, and the police officer asked, "Father, what's in that flask that's on the seat beside you?" And the priest responds, "Why, officer, that's water." And as the police officer smells the flask, he says, "Father, this isn't water, this is wine." To which the priest exclaims, "It's a miracle, he's done it again." Well, while we might laugh at that, what happened at the wedding in Cana was no laughing matter. It was no joke. As you know, weddings in the East particularly, and not just the East, but particularly in the East, they are a big deal. You may remember a family that was members here about a decade ago, the Yadulas, Sonia Yadula and his wife and two children. They came here from India, and he was assigned the job of a math and physics teacher at the high school. And I remember Cheryl was, I think, away taking care of her mom, and they invited me over for dinner, which was a nice vegetarian curry Indian dinner, which was delicious. And after which, Sonny said, he went by Sonny. Sonny said, "Would you like to see our wedding videos?" Well, it turned out the wedding videos were 4 hours long, and after about an hour, I kind of had to excuse myself. But I remember asking, I said, "Well, tell me about your wedding." He said, "Well, it was a small wedding." I said, "Well, in India, what's a small wedding?" He said, "We had around 900 guests." And I said, 900 guests? That's a small wedding? He said, "Oh, yeah. In India, larger weddings can be several thousands." So it is a big deal and goes on for days. And that was the case in the Mideast in the first century. And so for this couple who had invited all their guests, including Jesus' mother and probably all of his brothers and sisters and Jesus and all of his disciples, and not just the families, but the whole of the community. So to run out of wine to kind of end the festivities would have been an embarrassment to this couple. Someone had misjudged or hadn't figured right in terms of the number of guests and the amount of wine that needed to be provided. And so Jesus provided the wine. He turned the water into wine. And really, no one really knew who did it except the disciples and Jesus' mother and the servants who kind of performed it. But it's an interesting one, which says to us that if it concerns us, it concerns Jesus. And so there might be things in your life that are lacking, or things that are concerning you, worries that you might have, or stress, or things going on in your life that right now are problematic, like there was a problem no wine at this wedding. Well, just as Jesus cared for that couple and provided for them, Jesus cares about us. If it concerns us, it concerns Jesus. And he is with us and he helps us. So we'll be looking at that scripture a little more deeply, and I hope you'll come and join us. YouTube after the 11 o'clock service, sometime around in between 12 and 1. And of course in person, 8:30 or 11, and we are strongly encouraging mask wearing. So come and join us. We'd love to have you. Peace. Have a blessed day.